talk to me about Soundfall.
Go, Josh.
So Soundfall is how do you even describe it? It's a rhythm-based twin stick shooter / action RPG.
Yes.
Like how do you So it's very similar to like Crypt of the Necrodancer.
It's also very similar to, if there's probably like a dozen of us that have played this, bullets per minute, which is like if Doom met Crypt of the Necrodancer. Like that's like a first person like heavy metal version of it.
So yeah, it's like that. There's like 5 different characters you can play. It has a lot of different music actually. I was very surprised at the variety. Like you'd think a game like this would be just full of EDM, but no, it's like EDM, Celtic music, classical, heavy metal, like rap. There's a lot of stuff. And
they're all themed around the world that you're in, right?
Yeah, so like they all on top of sorting through, or when you go to like free play or whatever, in Rock Band or something, you would sort through like artist or genre or whatever. You can sort through like biome in this game. So if you're like, I remember there was a song in the jungle level and I don't remember what it was called, then you can just sort like biome jungle and then you see all the songs there or whatever and try to find it. It's interesting. Interesting to good, I would say. Like it's I don't know how you feel about it, Chris. I don't know that I love it, but I definitely like it.
I appreciate what it's trying to do.
And I appreciate it. Yeah. My main thing is, and this is maybe going to be shocking to some people, but like everybody told me like I would love Crypt of the Necrodancer, and I played it for a solid 5 minutes before I went, I don't like this.
Same for me.
Yeah. I just didn't. I love rhythm games and music games. I don't like that.
It felt super restrictive to me.
I don't like the just like hitting on the metronome like over and over again, right? Which this game does, but it ties. Like, you have to use more buttons and stuff, but you have to do your actions on the beat. So it's a little different, and you don't have to hit every beat. So you can skip beats too, which just means you'll do like twice as less stuff. But it's cool. I think the UI is cool. I love the character designs. The writing's really goofy. I think the music's actually really good in it, and it has the ability for you to put your own songs in it, which is also.
If the music wasn't good, that would be a huge problem, I would think.
Sure.
The music is good in that I think they are fun songs to play. But I haven't had any that I've been like, this is a jam. Like, who's the artist? I need this on Spotify. Like, I haven't had that moment with it. But they are, like, they're enjoyable to listen to. The song import feature, I'm assuming you're playing this on PC, Josh?
I am playing this on PC.
Okay, yeah. Obviously, the Switch version doesn't have that.
Right.
But... all the levels are procedurally generated based upon the song that you import into the game. If you were to do that.
Because normally each song has a design. You go into it and it's weird because you'd expect like the level to be designed around said song, but they don't really feel that way. They kind of just feel like levels.
I think what it is it basically will design a level, but it's a certain length. In that, and on top of it, it would be like, okay, a person should be able to get through this entire thing by the time the song is over. Because if you notice, like, if you go past, you get through that repeat, and it starts playing the song again, like, your rating just isn't as good as it would have been otherwise.
Yeah, I have noticed that. I also have noticed that, like, every time I start to, like, at least for me, I feel like I start to get into the song and on the groove, I either finish the level or the song ends.
Yep.
And it's like, man, I almost feel like they could have been like slightly longer. Like, I get the impulse, right? Because like songs are generally like 3 to 4 minutes if that, right? Like on average, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were like, oh, the levels should be about that. But I always feel like if you're really going and you're geared up for the level you're playing, you kind of blaze through, and then like it might be a 3.5 minute song, and at 2 minutes 15 seconds, you're like, oh, there's the exit. You
Yeah.
know, like you kind of blaze through, and you're like, oh, well, I didn't quite feel like there was enough drama or just like time to really get like settled into something. It's like I got in and I got out like
Yeah.
super fast.
I think that's one
It's-
thing Crypt of the Necrodancer does better than this game is that their tracks, and I think a lot of it is because their tracks don't have any vocals. Like it is just like chiptune music. It's very easy to put those songs in a loop and not penalize the player. It's just like, no, they're exploring
these
this
have
dungeon.
lyrics?
Yeah.
A lot of them do.
A lot of them do.
That might kill it for me.
Yeah.
I think they're good songs. A lot of them. Some of them I was like not as into.
Yeah, I haven't had any that I've listened to and I've been like, ugh, like.
Yeah. They're mostly good.
Yeah, they're mostly good, but that's just it. Like a Crypt of the Necrodancer song can go on a loop and you not notice it, whereas this is like I've had songs where the last like 5 or 6 seconds,
the devil trigger.
it's starting to like fade out, and then you have like a few. Okay, and then the song picks up again, and it's like, all right,
Yeah.
But it's just the nature of the way it's designed.
The way it is. Yeah.
I think I like the idea of playing this multiplayer, even though I know I never will. I like that it has multiplayer. But I couldn't imagine being like in a party chat and playing this game because like it requires so much focus. Like you have to be on the beat, you have to be aiming at enemies and like doing that whole thing. And
it's like you have to be hyper focused for 2 to 3 minutes.
Yeah.
At a time. You can't like zone in and out of it. It's weird.
Yeah, like you want to enter it's almost like it's like fighting itself where like you want to enter that flow state and like really be into something and be like, all right, I'm really into like this song or the beat or whatever. And you never really get there, or when you do, it's like, all right, the level's over. And then it's like
level's over, yeah.
I'm not like that satisfied.
I was just feeling something, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely feel that too. Like I feel like it's these like couple of not middling, that's the wrong word. Like couple of concepts, like game concepts that are like mashed together. And they do work, but do they work like super well is maybe like the question I have. Like, and I would say they like do but don't.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they do work because when I feel like when I'm playing and I'm like on the beat and I'm actually like doing well, it is pretty fun and like addictive, and like you get your gear or whatever, and if you're like into the song, I feel like you do get those moments where you're like really digging it, but they're a little few and far between.
Yeah.
It's like a bunch of different concepts sort of being like held together just in a weird way, and you're like, I can't say that this doesn't work, but does it work really well? And I feel like the answer is like not quite, right?
Yeah.
It's like it does and it doesn't. But I mean, it's cool, but yeah, I'm in a weird kind of, I have a weird opinion on it. I think you and I both feel kind of like it's like almost great, like it sounds really great on paper, and then when you actually get it, you're kind of like, oh, this is fine, I guess.
Yeah. Like it's exactly what they said it was going to be, but it's not as good as I want it to be.
Yeah. But
yeah. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, I think there's a lot to like about it, but there's also just a lot about it that's just kind of strange and like doesn't feel great. Like it doesn't feel unfun. It just doesn't feel like maybe as fun as it could be, and I don't really know how you fix that, but
I would say
you even can, But.
I would say the same about the presentation. Like, I think the menus almost feel like something out of like a Flash game. Like I think they feel kind of, they do everything that they need to do, like in order for you to like upgrade your character and like manage your inventory and all that good stuff. But it's like the menus and the way that this story is presented to you feels a certain way, and then they have these animated sequences that are absolutely gorgeous, and they feel like they're
amazing.
from a completely different game.
Yeah.
And it's like
the animated sequences are really, really good.
Yeah. But it's like why doesn't the rest of the game have that kind of magic to it? Yeah, like it's just not as polished.
Yeah. It's a very interesting game that I can't really like put my finger on it, and maybe it gets better with age, but like I almost feel like just the core concept to me is like not as I don't know. It's like almost there, but not quite. And I don't know if I don't think it's Soundfall's fault, I should say.
No.
I don't think it's like the designer's fault. I think it's just the like ideas that have been like stitched together don't quite necessarily go together or fit. Or like no one has quite figured out, at least to me, how to make that sound better than it sounds on paper, or feel better than it sounds on paper. Or as good as it sounds on paper.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think if you're interested, it's cheap. It's only like $30, like $29 or something like that.
I think it's on sale still. Like I got it on Switch for $25.
Yeah, so like if you want to try it out, I'd say go for it. I wouldn't say this is like the thing you should be playing right now, like it's amazing or whatever, but it has interesting ideas. You can tell like a lot of love went into it, but at the same time it's like it doesn't quite stick the landing, but I wouldn't say it's like bad. I'm sure there are going to be people out there that love it, but I don't feel like I don't feel like I love it. I feel like I'm like, this is pretty good. It's fine.
Yeah, I could see them releasing like different modes, and maybe having some sort of like loop to loot gathering. That could make it more appealing, where it's like the core gameplay's still there, but maybe you change up like how it interacts with the music and things like that. And that being more appealing, almost like a DLC type thing. But I think as it stands now, like I may dip back into it one or two more times, but I don't think it's going to keep me for much longer, quite honestly.
Yeah.
I'd rather play Hollow Knight.
I found myself having more fun playing it in free play than in the story mode, even though I thought a lot of the writing's actually kind of funny and like the characters are charming and like the art's really good and all that, but I just was like in a weird way also was kind of like, why does this have a story? You know what I mean? Because like it doesn't feel like it necessarily needs it at all. But
yeah, I think it actually would have been better had it had those text sections, like when you're in those menus, like in the menu for it, had they not been there and you just like progressed world to world and it had the cutscenes in it and you could just kind of fill in the gaps on your own. Like it explains so fucking much about what's happening in the world of this game, and it's like. And it's
not necessary.
Well, and it's only explained there. It's like, all right, cool. Like
it has like lore and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like you could have just lore? You could have made it like this, almost like I don't know, like some obscure like 80s thing that just has these like random cutscenes and like people just like, you know, fan art comes out from it of like, you know, this is what we think is happening in the world, like, and just like let the fan base run with it. That probably would have been better than. At least I think what is in there, but
yeah, check it out if you're interested. But
yeah,
it kind of makes me want to play a rhythm game, but I'm not sure that it makes me want to play this rhythm game.
That's kind of the feeling I had while I was playing it. Like I was like, maybe I should play Persona 4 Dancing All Night again.
Yeah, or like maybe give Crypt of the Necrodancer another shot.
Yeah.